Welcome back to the channel. Today we're sat here yet again talking about Wrexham Football Club. There is plenty of videos that have come your way over the past couple of weeks, and there's plenty more to come as we are in the January transfer window. But surprisingly, to your surprise at home, today is mostly not about transfer videos. As you can tell by the title, we have got a big topic to be talking about. But before we get going in today's video, if you could drop a like, that'd be massively appreciated. Apparently it helps the video in the algorithm and get pushed out to more people the more likes it gets. I'm not sure how that works. Don't ask me any questions on it, but if you're watching this right now, and if you could get down there and click the like button, that'd be massively appreciated. Make sure to subscribe, do all that good stuff, and yeah, let's get talking Wrexham Football Club. So it wouldn't be a video in January without starting off with transfer news. We're going to be talking about the main topic after this small bit of news. Now, as we expected, Wrexham Football Club have re-registered our interest in Sheffield Wednesday striker Michael Smith, a real favourite of Phil Parkinson's, a transfer target in the summer that Phil Parkinson really wanted to get in, but we didn't get it over the line, and now is the perfect time for Parky to get him in, and this is a deal I can see getting done over the line. So Michael Smith, of course, is a name you'll all remember from the summer transfer window. So we're going to be kicking things off, of course, with a striker, if you haven't seen already, that we have been linked with a lot of strikers going into the final few days of the transfer window, and one that we've been linked with is Sheffield Wednesday striker Michael Smith. Now, this has been long-lasting speculation that Phil Parkinson does hold an interest in signing the experienced Championship striker, of course, Michael Smith. We were expected to make a move late on in the window, and yeah, talking a bit about Michael Smith, of course, he's a 33-year-old striker who's gained a vast amount of EFL experience over his career. Of course, he currently plays his football in the Championship for Sheffield Wednesday, where he's been at the club since the summer of 2022. He's gone on to score 30 goals in 111 games for the Owls, gaining promotion to the Championship in his first season, and in his first season he did actually score 18 league goals and finished as Sheffield Wednesday's top scorer. Yeah, and prior to his spell at Sheffield Wednesday, really made his name for himself at fellow Yorkshire side Rotherham, where he had multiple really successful seasons, where he gained promotion twice with the Millers to the Championship. He played 210 games, scoring 61 goals. He also won the Papa John's Trophy. He is a serial winner at League One level. He knows how to get out of the division. Yes, you can say about the relegations along the way, but Michael Smith is 33 years old. He's gained promotion twice in the past 3-4 years. He knows how to get out of this division, and he's the type of player that could definitely help us get across the line, no doubt about that. And according to Rob Ryan Red on Twitter, Parky does actually view Michael Smith as the replacement to Ollie Palmer, despite Smith being older than him. So personally for me on this signing, I would definitely be for the signing of Michael Smith. I would like to see him sign for Wrexham Football Club, especially in the position that we are currently in League One. I think bringing a player of his experience, his calibre as well, in terms of scoring goals, and like I said, just overall, it's his experience in these situations. He's gone out this league and got promoted multiple times before, and I don't see why, if he was to come to Wrexham, he wouldn't do that again. And I think even at 33 years old, Michael Smith would come into Wrexham Football Club and be a starter for us, and I think he would add so much to the squad going forward. He obviously wouldn't be here for the longest amount of time. He wouldn't be on a 3-4 year contract, but even if it's an 18-month, 2-year, I would still like to see this signing happen, because, you know, age is just a number, as we've seen by multiple players that have played for Wrexham Football Club. Smith has still got it. He's proved he's still got it in the Championship for Sheffield Wednesday. So bringing him to Wrexham Football Club and trying to get us across the line, I think would be a massive boost. As well on this situation, Michael Smith is currently out of contract at the end of the season for Sheffield Wednesday, but we want him now. I do think it's worth paying the money for Michael Smith now rather than waiting for his contract to run up at the end of the season, because it would be a massive shame. Because I just want to say, we're seeing all these clubs around us. Huddersfield Town have signed Dion Charles, and they're on the way to sign Joe Taylor. We're seeing Wycombe Wanderers strengthen. We're seeing teams around us getting players. Of course, I'd be more than fine with that, because we weren't even expecting to be in this position, but I'd be slightly disappointed if we were to miss out and we hadn't gone for it in this January transfer window, because I think we're not going to get a better opportunity to bring in a striker like this. And I would be disappointed if we sort of just don't get a striker in the transfer window and rely on the current players we've got. Don't get me wrong, they're obviously adding a lot to this squad. They're clearly doing something right if they're third in the table, but I do think we need that striker, and I think that striker does get us over the line, and I'd be massively disappointed if we didn't go all out and get the striker we want. Yeah, and I think as well, on the valuation of Michael Smith, I'm not too sure how the Owls would obviously value him, because he's out of contract at the end of this season. Are they possibly going to look at giving him a new contract at the end? So would that boost up his price? or would, again, they just see him as a free agent come the summer? So again, they might want to ramp up his price. So can't really put a value on how much we would possibly pay for Michael Smith, but I can't see Sheffield Wednesday being that reluctant to sell. I do think they'd sell him, but I do think they would probably put a bit of Wrexham tax on that transfer to Michael Smith to Wrexham, because I think they're going to want the most money they possibly can get for him. And I think in terms of playing style, Michael Smith is very similar to Ollie Palmer. He's a carbon copy of the type of game Ollie Palmer brings to Wrexham Football Club, and like I said, the style of play, and bringing him in as well, I think we'll take the responsibility off Palmer's shoulders slightly. Of course, Palmer's played most games this season, and he is our only striker that can really start a game and do the dirty work, hold up play, just be that big target man, number 9. So I think bringing Michael Smith in would obviously balance out the game time between Ollie Palmer and Michael Smith. So like I said, that would be a massive addition in that sense. And if you're looking at Michael Smith, he's got 9 goal contributions in 9 starts for Sheffield Wednesday this season. This is a man that can score and create goals. So bringing that down into League One for Wrexham Football Club would be massive. It's not like we're signing a striker that's 2 goals, 0 assists. He's getting involved in the play. It sounds silly, but that is what we are in need of at the minute. Overall, I think on this signing, I'd be very, very happy. I would be happy with this signing. I just don't want to overpay for Michael Smith, a striker who's coming towards the end of his career, possibly got no resale value on him. If we are going to get him, we need to make sure we strike the right price for Michael Smith. And although I'd like a younger striker in this situation, I think Michael Smith's experience in these situations is so precious, and you aren't going to get a striker available in the January transfer window that's gained the experience that Michael Smith has at this League One level. So he could be a big boost to steer us towards that promotion to the Championship. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I would like to see this signing. Despite his age, I'm sure a lot of people will say he's 33, etc. But you've got to think, even if it is a 1 year, 18-month contract, if he can get us over the line to the Championship, why on earth would we complain? So moving on to what you clicked on this video for, we have got finally a Kop update and a stadium update regarding the Racecourse Ground officially from Wrexham Football Club. Wrexham's review is now suitably advanced to allow the progression to the next stage of the ambitious plans for the redevelopment of the Racecourse Ground. The plans will be presented to Wrexham County Borough Council at the start of February. That is how the statement started from Wrexham Football Club. We finally got some news regarding the Kop Stand. It looks as if we finally got the green light to go ahead with everything regarding the Kop Stand. Obviously, Populous have come in. They're going to be in charge of any redevelopments around the Racecourse Ground. They've said they've done some really hard work over the past couple of months when they've been appointed as the new architects for Wrexham Football Club and the Racecourse Ground. They've been putting the hard work in. They want to make the best stand possible that they can in terms of the Kop. The club have also reinstated that the objective is to have the Kop redeveloped in time for the Under-19 Euro Championships, which obviously is happening in the summer of 2026. So it's going to be a project that will be completed by 2026, a year and a half. So finally we should get some fast and updated progression regarding the Kop Stand. And I think something really interesting regarding what Humphrey Kerr said as well, and something really exciting that can get you excited at home. Humphrey Kerr did actually say the updated design of the Kop Stand will stand out from the skyline. Now, if that doesn't make you excited, then I genuinely do not know what will. And the fact that Humphrey Kerr, Robin Ryan, Sean Harvey, all of those probably know what the Kop Stand's going to look like, and none of the fans do, is just getting me really excited. And I cannot wait to see what this new grand design of the Kop Stand does look like. And I think there's a couple of other interesting points to come out of this. There were also rumours of the stand possibly being increased to 7,000, but as things stand, the club have obviously confirmed that it will start off as a 5,500 seater Kop Stand, which I think at this moment in time is the perfect size for us. Of course, we're not seeing complete sellouts against any teams this season until sort of the day of the game, and obviously I think the temporary stand does have a role to play in that. But I think if we were to go ahead with that 7,000 seater Kop Stand in League One and we were to have a capacity of 19,000, would we sell out? I think there's a chance, but in my humble opinion, I think a 15,500 seater stadium is about right for us, and eventually that will grow bigger and bigger and bigger. Something really interesting as well regarding a board meeting at Wrexham Football Club. There are 2 stands that are set to be redeveloped over the next few years. Of course, we're going to see the grand design of the new 5,500 seater Kop Stand. As well as that, we're going to see redevelopments happen to the Wrexham Lager stand, which currently has a capacity of 4,200 over the next couple of years, which I think is very interesting. I think that was the stand they would probably want to redevelop the most. I think the tech end is fine as it is. The Mould Road stand is one of the newest stands in this stadium, so I think the Wrexham Lager stand is definitely needed in terms of redevelopment. I think they'll probably push that to around 6,000 maybe. Obviously it won't need a complete demolition, it'll just be working on the current stature that they do already have. Like I said, this was confirmed in a recent board meeting, and additionally they've also said the dugouts could be moved when the redevelopment does happen to the Wrexham Lager stand, which I think was the plan all along. I think this plan to move the dugouts to the Mould Road stand had been a rumour sort of for the past couple of years, so I can definitely see that happening. Also, images of the new Kop Stand design are set to be released at a later date, and I'm sure everyone is as eager as I am to see these designs, because I'm sure Populous have made an absolute master plan when it comes to building this Kop Stand. We've seen the last design from AFL Architects. I think they'll have gone one better, and I think this will look spectacular, and I hope it's all one tier going up, and I hope the acoustics inside the ground will allow the noise to be electric once it's up. And just imagine 5,500 Wrexham fans getting behind the team from that Kop Stand. It is going to be magical, and to think finally, touch wood, we're going to get this stand up by the summer of 2026. Finally, it was meant to be up in the summer of 2024, but a 2-year delay. It's bad, but we're going to finally get there, and hopefully it can be spectacular. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Would you have gone for a 7,000 seaters Kop Stand straight away, or do you think 5,500 is the right size? In my opinion, I think 5,500. See how it goes, and if the demand is really high, then of course we can always improve on that. Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. A big one tomorrow against Shrewsbury Town, so let's hope we can get a Derby Day dub in that game. Until then, take care guys, up the town.
I've been a Wrexham fan for 40 years. What do you think is the ceiling for this Wrexham project? They're currently third, aren't they, in League One?
I think the answer to that is we're not quite sure because of how far they'll be able to go in terms of finance spending and all of that because of the PSR rules, yeah?
Yeah, not only that, and obviously the higher you go, probably to compete with the top teams in the league, the more you need to invest. It's worked so far. And it depends, I suppose, how far they, what their desires are, what their ambitions are to take it. I think they're already taking one or two other clubs on in different parts of the world in a similar sort of TV project. I think once you get right to the upper echelons of, say, Premier League football, then it really does become more challenging. But it has been fascinating to watch and given a lot of people an interest, and the TV side of it has certainly worked. And it's been a good series to watch. And I think they've probably now got, Wrexham have probably, because of that, have got almost a global fan base, I would imagine.
Yeah, they actually have.
Really good for them as a football club, I think.
Can I just ask you a question, Gaz? I don't know if you know more than maybe me and Alan on this sort of thing. So when it comes to PSR and financial fair play, so basically you can spend what you earn. So if Wrexham was to get a massive sponsor from, I don't know, America, could they use that money to then buy players? Or because obviously Newcastle, it's very tough, isn't it? You can only sponsor yourself a certain amount with, I don't know, with shirt sponsors or what you bring in. But if they get a massive sponsor from Hollywood, then the sky's the limit for them, surely, no?
I don't think it's quite that easy, is it, with these rules?
There has to be a certain value to it, isn't there? It's that you can't overvalue it by ridiculous amounts of money. Otherwise, I don't know, the Saudi Airlines would just come in and pay Newcastle a ridiculous amount of money, and they could get around it that way. But it has to be the value, something around those lines, yeah.
Like market value sort of thing.
I mean, we've been lucky enough to have been there, haven't we, to Wrexham, and Rob Lee's son Elliot plays there, and I mean, they're flying, and it's just taken off, and they're loving it there, and rightly so. He did say, didn't he, Ryan, that he was might come on the podcast?
He did. Maybe it's time. When there's a new series coming out, it's probably the best time to try and get him on. We'll promote it for him. We don't mind that. Yeah, be great to have Ryan Reynolds on. I'll send him a text out.
Okay, hang on, wait there, just wait there, hang on. I just picked that name up you've dropped there, yeah.